You stop the recording again. Yes. Great. So today we are doing something very nice, ladies and gentlemen. We are looking at mergers and acquisitions, and we should be able to clear the topic at least today. I know we began the topic very well, mergers and acquisitions. How did we begin it? We began it by Mwalimu giving you guys 2 videos. I gave you guys 2 videos. I gave you guys 2 videos. So were you able to watch those 2 videos, Maslena? Maslena, thank you very much. Were you able to watch those 2 videos? Yes or no? Yes or no? Have they watched the 2 videos? Yes or no? Great. Most of them are saying yes, 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 yes. Yes. Is there any ninja by any circumstance? You know, there are so many circumstances who may not have watched any for some reason or the other. Any ninja who may not have watched any, please don't fear me. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. For some reasons, one reason or the other, I managed one. At least you watched something. I watched one. Great. We are just waiting for the handout. The handout is there. I watched one. At least you did something. Is there any ninja who never watched anything? I would want to see that ninja or a commando who never watched any. Ninja should be whipped. So I wish one ninja came and told me, Mwalimu, I've not watched any. I would have given that ninja 1,000 bob, but there is no ninja. There's no ninja who has said they never watched. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us to simplify this topic so much. It's called mergers and acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions. Mwalimu will still give you more time to watch those 2 videos that have got introductions, so that I can straight away go to valuations. I would want to go to what we call valuations of mergers and acquisitions, M&A. M&A. I'll give you more time to watch those videos. But also for the sake of capturing our syllabus nicely, you also have to give way and tell me, Mwalimu, as you watch those videos, can you just finish this topic today? We need to finish this topic like today. So when you talk of valuations, ladies and gentlemen, there is no way you will be able to go and just acquire an organization without knowing its true value. You can't just acquire an organization without knowing its true value, because chances are, ladies and gentlemen, that organization, the price they will charge you will be overpriced. That value they'll be charging you will be overpriced. And the moment you pay way too high for a company, then automatically you're going to suffer cash flow challenges. Would want to acquire, ladies and gentlemen, a company in the name of what here, it being an asset, so that once we come on board and we are able, in this case here, to basically from the way, then this company should be profitable. So proper valuation, just like I always keep on telling you, this thing of dowry at times, it's really over-exaggerated. You young girls who are telling these young boys of the age of 27 to pay 3 million, is that really your value? Is that really your value? Please be very honest with me. Is that your true value really? Is that your true value really? Is that your true value really? I'm so sure somebody like in another class, somebody said that myself, in this case here, my value could even be 100 million. No problem. But if this young man gives your parents 100 million, how will you survive as a new couple? That man, it means he goes to steal. All right. So you would rather, in this case, you start with something modest and then you bake a bigger cake. Once you bake a bigger cake when you are in this marriage, then now every other stakeholder in your marriage will be able to do what you have to benefit. But not at the word go. You're telling a man of 27 years here to pay dowry of 3 million, and then they do wedding of 10 million. Where? I like that. So when it comes to valuations, then which methods are we looking at here, ladies and gentlemen? The first method is what we call the PE ratio method. Is what we call the PE ratio method. PE ratio method. We can use PE ratio method to value an organization. So PE ratio stands for what here, somebody? This stands for price to earnings. Price to earnings ratio method. Price to earnings ratio method. Price to earnings ratio method. And how do we calculate it? This is how we calculate the PE ratio. This is how we calculate the PE ratio, price over earnings. So it is MPS over EPS. It is MPS over what here? Over EPS. It is MPS over EPS. Is there anybody who knows what MPS stands for in full? Anybody who could be knowing what MPS stands for in full? MPS, we should not, these things, we need to have everybody being on the table. It's market price per share. Thank you very much. At the same time, EPS stands for earnings per share. Thank you very much. Now, for purposes of valuation, could you kindly make MPS the subject of the formula for me? Make MPS the subject of the formula for me. Please cross multiply. Cross multiply. If you cross multiply, so make MPS the subject. Make MPS the subject of the formula. Make MPS the subject of the formula. So the subject of the formula, I'm trying to cross multiply here. So in this case, if I make MPS, so the MPS here will be equal to PE ratio times EPS, like that. PE ratio times EPS, if you cross multiply. If you cross multiply. Thank you very much, Anne. Anne, you're always on top of things. Great. Great. So MPS is PE ratio times EPS. You see, why am I making MPS the subject of the formula? Because when it comes to firm valuation, then, ladies and gentlemen, would want to value a share. If it's Safaricom, once I know the value of a share, then I will be able to get the total value by taking, in this case here, that market price per share times the nose, number of ordinary shares. So once I've been able to get this MPS, the subject, then I can come and talk of total firm value. Total firm value. Total firm value. Total firm value will be equal to PE ratio, times total earnings, times total earnings. PE ratio times total earnings. PE ratio times total earnings. Now, I would want you guys to listen and listen to me very well. Please listen and listen to me very well. Please listen and listen to me very well. I know most of you never watched that video. For those who watched, there is something very important that you saw, where we were speaking about PE ratio of the predator times EPS of the targeted company. Something very, very important, and this is what I would want to draw your attention to. That anytime they want us, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, to get what we call total firm value, we shall always be taking PE ratio. We shall always be taking the PE ratio of predator. PE ratio of predator times, in this case here, total earnings times total earnings of target company. And I would want, ladies and gentlemen, you great people, please to block this, and put what here, somebody highlight this using a yellow highlighter. I'm very, very serious about yellow color. Even the other day, I showed you guys my sitting room. There is some yellow, lots of it. not because of politics. I started that thing of yellow a long time ago. Anything that you highlight in yellow is conspicuous. Is conspicuous here. You'll be able to see it later on. In the essence of highlighting key concepts is that you need to see them later on when you perusing through your notes. So yellow brings out things very well. Is there any other color that is as conspicuous as yellow? Is there any other color that is as conspicuous as yellow? Oh, okay. Orange, oh, okay. Is there a red highlight? I don't know. Orange, I can agree to some extent, yes. Orange, green, I'm not so sure, but yellow is perfect for me. Yellow is perfect for me. Yellow is perfect for me. So you guys, have you been able to write up to here? Have you been able to write up to here? Have you been able to write up to here? Have we been able to write up to here? Thank you so much. So let's get to our past papers. Let's get to our past papers. Let's get to our past papers. So we get to our past papers. So our past papers, I'm reading these question and the answers from the RCM's app. If you go to Play Store, you'll be able to get RCM's app, and if possible, please buy a revision kit in the app is going for Kenya shillings 400. You buy from the app directly so that you can get the book directly. You get the revision kit questions and answers, including the most recent questions and the suggested answers from CASNEB. So like now I'm in our app. So once I go to our app, I'm able to refresh here. I go back to the advanced. So now I'm looking at the advanced financial management revision kit. I say view, I say open. Great. So here I'm able to go straight away to the topic of mergers. If you have it, but now most of you haven't yet bought. So there is no need for me even to mention the page number. Let's just go to this question here. Oh, already you have it. What do you mean? Already you have bought it. Wow. Okay, great. Great, great, great. We are overcoming. Great. Great. That's good. Great. So I want us to go to August. No, I don't want hard copies now. Now we are going soft copies. We are going soft copies. We are going soft copies because hard copy will not be able to match. But once you have it, you'll simply go to the mergers topic and you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see this question. This question is August 2022, question number 2, boy. 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 Once you get it, can you kindly put your thumbs up like this? And I hope your thumbs here, they're yellow, isn't it? I mean, for the ladies who are putting some things on their nails, we expect yellow. So put your thumbs up like this. You can see it is yellow. You can see it is yellow. You can see it is yellow. So August 2022, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have there? They gave us something very nice there. They told us, look at the required. Look at the required. The required, they told us, estimate the values of Duet Restaurant using the following valuation approaches. We have a price earnings ratio model. We have dividend growth model. We have number 3, discounted free cash flow model. So let's read the question. We have Rona Hotel Limited is currently, imagine they wanted to use the word Corona. Rona Hotel Limited is currently evaluating a proposal to take over Duet Restaurant Limited. The board of directors of Rona Limited is in the process of making a proposal for acquisition of Duet Restaurant. They want to acquire Duet Restaurant. But first needs to place a value on the company. Rona Limited has gathered the following financial data. We have Rona Hotel Limited. They've given us the WACC 12%. We have the price earnings ratio 12 times. We have the shareholder required rate of return 15%. Remember, Rona is the husband. Rona is the gentleman here. Rona is the predator or the parent is a predator. In this case here, Rona wants to swallow Duet Restaurant. And they have given us Duet They have given us duet. They have given us duet information. Is there somebody who can share this question right away on the group, WhatsApp group? There is a lady there called Lenene who does not have this question paper. And how I wish you could also show her how to fish. Give her the link to all the past paper questions. And if she has 400 bob right now, she can go to our app and buy this textbook, not textbook, but revision kit. Revision kit. Great. We are overcoming. Great. So, Lenene, have you gotten the thing on WhatsApp? Is there somebody who has been able to screenshot the question and sent there? Anybody who has been able to screenshot the question and sent there? Oh, nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. We shall overcome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Great. So then we have now information about Duet Restaurant. We can see the current dividend payment per share is 2.7. And then the past 5 years dividend payment is given there. And then number 3, the current EPS is 3.7. The number of issued ordinary shares are 5 million shares. And then we have additional information. It is estimated that the shareholder of Duet Limited Restaurant requires a rate of return of 10% higher than that of Rona Limited, owing to the higher level of risk associated with Duet Restaurant Limited operations. Number 2, Rona Restaurant Limited estimates that the free cash flows from Duet Restaurant Limited at the end of the first year will be 2.5 million, and this will grow at an annual rate of 5% for the first 4 years, after which the growth rate will revert to the historical earnings dividend growth rate in perpetuity. 3, Rona Limited expects to raise 5 million at the end of year 2 by selling off hotels of Duet Limited that are surplus of its needs. Now they want us to use price earnings ratio model to ascertain the value of Duet. I would want to give you exactly 2 minutes because the marks given by the side there are 2 marks, 2 minutes. So somebody please, what you'll do whenever they talk over, you giving us the price earnings, using the price earnings value to be able to ascertain the value of a farm, you simply come and write this formula, the total farm value equals the PE ratio. The PE ratio of which company? The PE ratio of the predator. The PE ratio of the predator, the PE ratio of the predator times, in this case here, total earnings, because you want total farm value. Total earnings of who? Total earnings of the target company. So once you write this, ladies and gentlemen, please look for the metrics to substitute here for us to give us an answer. And I'm giving you 2 minutes. The first person to get it correct, right away. The first person to get it correct, right away. Today, there are very, very many gifts to be given around to welcome our Monday. Today, many, many gifts will be given around to welcome our Monday. Okay, so first of all, I would want you guys to give me the total earnings of Duet. Remember, Duet is the target company. And for sure, here I need the total earnings of Duet, of the target. So have they given me the total current earnings? The total current earnings, ladies and gentlemen, what these guys have given me, if you look at Duet information, they have given me current dividends per share 2.7. When you look at note number 3, they have given me current earnings per share. They have given me that these are current 3.7. But you see, these are earnings per share. So I have to nose them up. I must nose them up. Nosing them up means multiplying them with the number of ordinary shares. Is there anybody who is able to see the number of ordinary shares of Duet? Is there anybody who is able to see the number of ordinary shares of Duet? Anybody who is able to see the number of ordinary shares of Duet? They're given there. The number of ordinary shares of Duet, they're given there in note number 4. Under Duet's information, it's 5 million. I don't have to bring up the millions. I can just leave it like that. So are you able to say that 3.7 times 5? Are you able to say 3.7 times 5? 3.7 times 5, 3.7 times 5. Thank you very much. This is 18.5, 18.5. So then let us plug in here. So now we are getting total farm value. Now we are getting total farm value. Now we are getting total farm value. So is there somebody who is able to see the PE ratio of the predator? PE ratio of the predator. PE ratio predator is RONA. RONA. So in this case here, this is 12 times the total earnings of the target company with Duet. It's 18.5. So this one here will end up giving us a value of 222. So basically, this is the offer price. This is the price you will offer. This is the offer price. The offer price for you to be able to buy that Duet restaurant, then you will pay 222. So is there anybody who was able to get this 222? Is there anybody who was able to get this 222? Is there anybody who was able to get 222 from the beginning? Number 1, don't give me number 2, don't give me number 3. I'm only interested in number 1 to save time. I'm only interested in number 1 to save time. I'm only interested in number 1 to save time. Okay. Somebody is saying that I'm so fast. Am I really very fast? Am I very fast? Because we have taken about 10 minutes to do this. Am I very fast? I don't know whether I can really move slower than. Am I very, very fast? I even give students time to do the question. That's how you slow down. That's how you slow down speed. And that's why we give you videos up front. Like I've done this video, it's in the LMS. If I were you, I would always check on those videos before even coming here. Okay. 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 Then we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. So what have you not been able to follow here? I would also want to get feedback from you guys. Am I very fast? The way I've done this question, have I done it in a very fast way that you guys have not been able to follow totally? It's good to get feedback. These guys are not giving me feedback. Okay. I think so. The speed is okay. Just learn how to get like the major things, and of course, be a doer. If you want to understand this AFM, be a doer. Trust you me. If I move with the speed that you guys would want, some of you would want me to move with, we cannot go anywhere. We cannot go anywhere. Just be a doer. Try to practice. Even if you don't get it right, so what? So what? Because like now, what I've just said here, ladies and gentlemen, is that any time they want us to give them total value using PE ratio, what do we do? To get total farm value using PE ratio, total farm value using PE ratio method, come and take the PE ratio given. PE ratio of which company? PE ratio of predator company. Do you know the predator company? Predator company is the one that is buying the other one. In this case, it is RONA. RONA is a predator. Are you able to see the PE ratio of RONA? Are you able to see the PE ratio of RONA? So those students who are saying I'm moving fast, if you ask them that question, they can't even respond. They can't respond. They can't respond. They can't respond. PE ratio, because this subject is all about responding. So like now, Rona Limited, if you go to note number 2, they have given us price earnings ratio. It is 12. It is 12. And then you say in this case here times total earnings times total earnings of the target company, which in this case is Duet. Then when you look at Duet very well, Duet, have they given me the total earnings? No, they have given me the earnings per share. They have given me the earnings per share. Earnings per share, ladies and gentlemen, they are 3.7. Earnings per share is 3.7. But you see, you don't want earnings per share. You want total. How do you get total? You'll take this earnings per share times number of ordinary shares. A number of ordinary shares in this case here are how many? We are given in note number 4. Number of ordinary shares are 5, like that. This is what they did to get that 222. So it's just a simple thing. So long as you have your hands on, you are participating in trying to give us answers, you'll always be at par with us. All right. So if that is the case, then we go to number 2. So number 2, ladies and gentlemen, they want us to use dividend valuation model. So write with us now. Dividend valuation model, write like that. Dividend valuation model. This is what we call the DVM. And ensure that you are with us right up to here. DVM, number 2. So dividend valuation model is used to ascertain the current market price per share. The current market price per share. What we shall be calling P0. The current market price per share, what we shall be calling P0. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how do we get P0? If you remember from those old days, to get P0, who I call provincial officer, you normally take the district officer who has to grow in ranks. So growth rate there. Who has to grow in ranks, like Gashagwa used to be a district officer, and he grew in ranks. Actually, he never even became a provincial officer. He grew in ranks very fast to become a deputy president. You see, at times in this case here in leadership and management, we say that you could also be promoted to a level of what here in competence. All right, we shall overcome. So district officer who has to grow in ranks. So remember, these are government officers, ladies and gentlemen, like that. And then for you not to forget this at all, you'll come and divide this by Kenya without government. Kenya without government. Very good way of memorizing this thing. Very good. So whenever you have dividend valuation model discovered by Walter Gordon, always think about this. Provincial officer equals district officer into 1 plus growth rate all over Kenya minus government. So now, have we written up to here? You put your thumbs up like this. Great. So don't take these things seriously. There must be somebody who is trying to write their provincial officer. No. That is just something to enable us, in this case, you understand very well. How can we say that Kenya does not have government? How can we say that we'll be taken to jail? Kenya has a good government. Things are under control. This is just something for you guys to do what here, to just appreciate. No, to just appreciate the concepts here. So this DVM, dividend valuation model, PO, stands for current market price per share. And then, ladies and gentlemen, DO stands for current. You know, O means today. This DO stands for current dividend per share. Current dividend per share. current dividend per share. Then we have this Kenya. It is cost of equity. 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 This G is growth rate of dividends. Growth rate of dividends. Not EPS, but dividends. Your examiner will always give you two of them. He'll give you growth rate of dividends and the growth rate of earnings to confuse you. But remember, these are dividends that are growing. Growth rate of dividends. Growth rate of dividends. Growth rate of dividends. Ladies and gentlemen, like during those old days, when I used to be an examiner with CASNEB, nowadays I'm no longer an examiner. Of course, I got better things to do with age. During those old days, of course, at this level, you don't expect any good examiner to give you G. No good examiner who is in his senses giving you G, and yet those examiners are being trained to throw as many students as possible out of the bus. Actually, to throw them under the bus. You know, if you're thrown under the bus, it's quite sad, isn't it? Because you can easily die. All right. So you cannot be given G. So this is normally as an illustration, which is different from the question that you are doing. As an illustration, this is how do we calculate G? Just a small example. How to calculate G? How to calculate G? How to calculate G? How to calculate G? How do we calculate G? So normally you'll be given like years. So we have here years, we have here years, and then we have dividends, DPS. So year one, can talk of year one or whatever. So year one, year two, year three, year four. And then they'll come and give us dividends, ladies and gentlemen. They'll tell us, ladies and gentlemen, here, our dividends are which ones here now? Our dividends in this case here, this could be 5, 5.2, 5.3, 5.5. So when you're given dividends like this, how will you can see the dividends are growing. But how will you be able to ascertain the growth rate here? How do we ascertain the growth rate? We have got two ways. Today, I'll show you the first method. Another day, I'll be able to show you another method. So, ladies and gentlemen, to get the growth rate, I'm getting a solution here. We normally talk of n minus 1 root dn over do, the oldest. Whatever answer I get there, I say minus 1. Please write up to there. Write up to here. This is n minus 1. And then we have a root there. dn over do minus 1. Minus 1. Now, before I even get to the nitty-gritties of this, I would want to see geniuses in my class. And all of you are endowed, of course. All of you are geniuses. I would want somebody to give me the fifth root of 6. Fifth root of 6. Somebody has an exercise, class exercise. Everybody must get this. The fifth root of 6. The fifth root of 6. In your calculator, the fifth root is somewhere here. The fifth root is somewhere. You'll be able to see where we have like raised to this bullet. On top of this bullet, we have what we call xth root. Xth root, xth root, xth root. So then what I need to do is first of all to press 5. So first of all, I will press 5. And then because this is on top of a button, I will have to write there. I will have to say shift. I'll have to say shift. And then I bring out now that xth root. It is after doing this that I'll be able to punch now 6 there. So 5 shift. I punch this. Xth root comes up. Equals. What are we able to get, ladies and gentlemen, as the xth root? What are we able to get? Most people are giving me a figure of 1.43. A figure of 1.43. Waswahili wanasema kugagana upwa. Mugagana upwa hali wali mkavu. Unagaga paka unakosea, paka unapata. There is no learning without stains. No learning. Thank you, Anna. At least you have given us an answer there. Thank you so much. And I know the mistake that Anna has done. Anna, you have used the normal square root. You've used the normal square root, and that is where you got what here times 5. Yours is like you took the square root of 6 times 5. All right. And me, I want you to use the xth root, not unless you see extrude being displayed on your screen. So you press 5 and then look for that button that is written here, extrude. You can see extrude is on top of some button here. It's in yellow color. If it's in yellow color, for me to access this stuff that is in yellow color, I must always press shift. But remember, I have to start with 5. So 5, I access this by shifting. Second function, shift. And then I'll be able to see on my calculator X coming up. X coming up. So I'll say 5, shift, X6, X6 like that. You'll be able to see in this case here, we are getting 1 point what here? 43, 1.43, 1.43, 1.43, 1.43, 1.43. All right. So all of us, you're getting 1.43. All of us, you're getting 1.43. All right. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, we have got how many years? How many years do we have here? How many years do we have? What is our N here? 4 years, isn't it? So then here, I will talk of 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1. These are 3 years in between. 1, 2, 3. So I'll talk of 4 minus 1. So here I'm talking of 4 minus 1. Here I'm talking of 4 minus 1. So G is 4 minus 1, root of. DN is the most current. The current dividend here is 5.5. So 5.5 all over DO, which is 5. Whatever answer I'll get, I'll come and say minus 1. So then the G here will be equal to the third root, cube root, third root. Can somebody tell me what is 5.5 divided by 5? What is 5.5 divided by 5? 1.1. So then what I will do, I will go there and say 3, shift extrude, 1.1 equals, whatever I get, I say minus 1. I'll be able to get the growth rate. I will be able to get the growth rate. I'll be able to get the growth rate. I'll be able to get the growth rate. I'll be able to get the growth rate. So everybody has their own answers, but seemingly the final answer, minus 1, seemingly the final answer should be 0.032, around there. G is 0.032, 0.032. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're speaking with me every day, every time you are with me in terms of giving me answers, even if those answers in Bonoko, utapita, trust you me. Because hii CPA ni about kuongeongea. Hata kama unaongeongea uongo, you will pass. You will pass. Kwa so long as unaongeongea, utapita. So long as unaongeongea, utapita. And that is why today we must reward that student who has never spoken to us. Who has never spoken to us since we started. Since we started today, we need to give that ninja 2,000 bob. 2,000 bob. Just to motivate the ninja. You know, at times it is carrot, donkey, and a stick. So you can't just keep on rewarding. No. You can't keep on, in this case, you're using the stick from behind of this donkey for the donkey to move forward. At times you dangle a carrot before it. So today we are dangling that kind of a carrot to that kind of a ninja. That kind of a ninja who has never spoken to us. This guy has been with us throughout, but he has never spoken to us. He has never spoken to us. Great. I'll be able to identify myself. Don't worry. I'll be able to identify myself. I'll be able to identify myself. I'll be able to identify myself. Don't worry. I'll be able to identify myself. I think like Eunice here for sure. Have I ever had Eunice really say it? Like Salesa now. You see Salesa now, I'm hearing this Salesa name today. I've never heard of Salesa before. So it means that Salesa could be the one who really needs what here? Motivation. But before I go there, I would want us to be very honest, all of us with each other. Are we able to get this G? Are we able to get this G? Before we get there, are we able to get this G? Are we able to get this G? Are we able to get this G? Great. Who is the donkey? We shall overcome. Don't worry. I know who to give. I know who to give. I know who to give. So far, I can't see anybody who is saying they haven't gotten. They haven't gotten. We shall repeat severally. So this G, so 5.5, of course, is for year 4, isn't it? The most current, divided by the oldest dividend, which is what here, somebody? Which is 5. And then remember, it's 4. This 4. There are 4 years. 4 minus 1 gives me 3. And then I'll be able to get that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to try you in this. Now, these students who are telling me that they have never spoken, this is your chance. Those students who have never spoken, this is now your chance here to speak live. Salazar, Eunice, I've seen several. You get just one sum correct, straight away, you get your present. One sum correct. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we are told here that exercise. How do we calculate the G? If we can know how to calculate the G, I would rather even end the class there because that is the primary thing. Exercise. The current dividend of A limited is 6. The DPS for the last 5 years, the DPS of A for the last 5 years are, so we have in this case, we can start with 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these ones here are, we have 5, 5.2, 5.4, 5.5. We have here 5.7, like that. 5.7 for the last 5 years, or for the past 5 years. For the past, let me use the word past. For the past 5 years are as follows. So we are required to calculate G. You calculate G. You are required here to calculate G. Now this is your chance to shine. Just give us the value of G. So you are writing G, and then you write your phone number, especially if you have never spoken to us. I would really want to arouse the spark from you. That spark. Everybody is bright, trust you me. It all matters. What all that is in this is what effort are you putting into this? The small efforts, trust you me, will really take us a long way. Kevin Wanjala today, but Kevin, you normally speak to me a lot. Kevin Wanjala, perhaps I give you a reward because of being an outstanding student. You are not in this case here a ninja here. You're not a ninja here. So the correct answer, let's see the correct answer here. Now, you see, we have used this concept here to deny students going to the next level many times, especially if I'm the examiner. I'll always, ladies and gentlemen, test this concept of G like this. When they talk of current and they're talking of past 5 years, it means that the current year is 2015. So it means automatically that 2015, the dividend is what there? The dividend is 6. Please listen, and I'm saying this with a lot of humility. When I was doing Visual Basic sometimes back late, over 30, almost 30 years ago, in this case here, whenever I did any error, my teacher used to tell me that you have committed ID10T error. ID10T error. And I used to trust him that there is an error called ID10T. About a year later, I realized that this guy has been calling me an idiot. So somebody in this case here was not able to include this, when they talk of current year and then they have a past 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, past 5 years. I must always include the current year. Otherwise, I'll have made an ID10T error. Is there anybody who committed this ID10T error here? Is there anybody? Please be honest with me. I mean, I'm your father. Your father must tell your father the truth, 100%. You can cheat other people, but your father must always be told the truth. I'm your father in this industry. I'm your father in this industry. So you see, like now, Mesh, and even gone ahead to give me his phone number. You see now, Mesh. Evelyn, utalala. Trust you me, shift inafanya kazi. Shift inafanya kazi. Nitakuonyesha saizi. Shift inafanya kazi. But Evelyn, have you been able to understand why we are putting this 2015 here? Because 2015 is the current year. 2015 is the current year. 2015 is the current year. So then, ladies and gentlemen, if you've done that, of course, in this case here, yep, I'll be able to see. I'm 100% sure that calculator is very nice. It has shift. It has shift. I must assist you. So then in this case here, I'll come and write the formula for my examiner. I will tell my examiner, G, growth rate, is n minus 1 root of dn over do minus 1. So in this particular case, what is our n? What is our n in this case? If you say 5, ID10T error. And now we have 6 years. So it'll be 6 minus 1 into, what is my most current dividend? What is my most current dividend? It is 6. So we have 6 all over DO, the oldest. 5 minus 1. So here, there are 2 ways. You can decide to put this into brackets. You do it one stroke, or you can just go slowly. You can just go slowly, slow but sure. Slow but sure. So in this case here, we have 6 minus 1. So 6 minus 1 is 5 into, what is 6 divided by 5? 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 It is 1.2 minus 1. 1.2 minus 1. So that are you able to give me now the final answer? And ensure that you're not picking just the square root. It has to be the x root, the root that has got x. So it's 5 shift, Evelyn, 5 shift, and then 1.2. 5 shift, that x root, and then 1.2 minus 1. So they're giving me an answer of 0.037. 0.037. So could you kindly do me a favor? I'm okay. You see, I told you. Shift has got no problem. Shift has got to be okay. Please do me a favor. Among us, those ninjas that I mentioned who have not been talking at all, you also saw them calling themselves ninjas, which is a good thing. Is there anybody who gave us an answer, even if it was a wrong answer? We reward them. Even if it was a wrong answer, just any ninja was never spoken in this case here, even if they gave us a wrong answer, so long as they spoke, that is the only qualification. You can't vote for yourself. Let other people vote for you. If you vote for yourself, then you will be, don't vote for yourself. That makes everything. No, Manoti is not a ninja. Manoti is never a ninja. Manoti is a very good student, only that this semester he doesn't want to talk. So Juma, Junior. Kate, I know, Kate, you are voting for yourself. I don't want you guys to vote for yourselves. You guys don't know the sweetness of this game. The sweetness of this game, you don't vote for yourself. How have you gotten the 6? Mtoto analia, no problem. Don't even explain a lot. I've rubbed mine. You see, I had 6 dividends. I had 6 years here. Can somebody take a screenshot of that question, and then they send it in our WhatsApp, please, for the lady to see. Yeah, I always respect. A lady is not a joke to be. A lady who has a young kid is not a joke. By the way, how many ladies in this class have you got young babies? Young babies like 3 years, 4 years. How many? How many? I need to organize a dinner party for these ladies. Unfortunately, again, they are not in Nairobi, most of them. One, you can see it's not easy. I got 2. Oh, are they twins? Are they twins? Wow. Wow, great. You can see we have got 6 weeks. Wow. This is not easy. It's not easy. And you must be very strong. You must be having a very strong back. 6 weeks and here you are. Congratulations, we shall overcome. 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 So now I withdraw that story of ninjas. You guys are going through many challenges. I withdraw that story of ninjas, although we need to reward the last one. Just reward one person. The one who was voted in most. The one voted in most. So if I see you guys not talking, it's not out of your liking. You guys have challenges for sure. You guys have challenges for sure. She listens to the video. 3 years, okay, at least 3 years is much better. So it's like Juma is the one who was voted most. If I'm not wrong, Juma is the one who was voted most. Juma is the one who was voted most. Okay. Yeah, actually now actually what I was even contemplating is that I should not be recording videos because I wanted to push all of you to start attending live. But from what I've seen you guys mentioning, we must continue recording. So people are not refusing to attend classes out of their choice, really. They don't have much choices. They have to look after the young babies. We shall keep recording, yes. I'm a man now, I've known that. I never knew that you have got, but what I always suspected is that you guys have many children, because every time you guys leave your microphones on, I always hear like there are many children at the back. So we shall continue in this case here. My calculator is not respecting the root. Anna, it is respecting. It is. Are you able to, I wish you could be very fast. It is respecting the root. It has, are you able to see the X root, Anna? Anna, are you able to see the X root? Are you able to see the X root? Yep. Then if you're seeing the X root, Anna, I mean, why can it not respect? It will respect. Are you able to give me the X root? Let me see Anna here. Just press their 10th root of say 7. 10th root of 7. So how do you do this? You will say 10, and then you say shift. There is a button called shift there. Then there is another one written like this, who's on top here. We have here X root, like that. So you have to say shift 10 and then shift. Then you press this. So once you do, then you'll be able to see 10 X root. Once you're able to see this 10 X root, and then you put 7 there, you put 7 there, you put 7 inside, you put 7 inside, then you will be able to do what here? You'll be able to get some value there. You're able to get some value there. So ladies and gentlemen, let me now test you in this. Let me test you in this. Let me test you in this. So if you look at this question, Roman 2. Roman 2, they want us to use the dividend growth model, DVM, to value. So Roman 2, they want us now to use this concept here. Roman 2, they want us to use DVM, dividend valuation model. And the dividend valuation model, I always remember our own great deputy president. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, dividend valuation. After all, is the guy who says that this is a government of shareholders. Shareholders get dividends. Dividend valuation. So PO equals district officer, who in this case here grew too fast, all over Kenya minus government like that. Let me speak to you in a very soft way. In a very soft way. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see like Duet Restaurant, note number 2, this examiner has given you many dividends, many dividends. So what I normally tell my students, whenever you see an examiner giving you many dividends like that, Roman 2 of Duet, Number 2 of duet. You can see dividends 2017, dividends 2018, dividends 2021. Those many dividends are not flowers. They're not flowers. When you see these examiner giving you dividends like that, he wants you to calculate the growth rate. He wants you to calculate the growth rate. So I would want to give you 3 minutes and see whether there is any student here who will be able to calculate the growth rate. Whether there is any student who will be able to calculate the growth rate. Whether there is any student who will be able to calculate the growth rate of this company that is to be bought, of Duet, using those many dividends there. We are doing this question on August 2022, question number 2B. Question number 2B. Question number 2B. Do we have any student who will be able to calculate the growth rate for us? Will be able to calculate the growth rate for us, growth rate for us, growth rate for us. According to Matthews, 1247, 12:4, Monica. ED, we never got to speak today, but we should be able to speak ED. ED, did you get a chance of buying? You know, ED, I did something. I gave you the seed capital to buy shares. Have you bought something, ED? Have you opened a CDS account? ED, have you opened a CDS account? Tomorrow, okay, great, great. I'll only come in to advise like which shares do you buy. Great, I can see most of us are getting it correctly. I can see most of us are getting this answer correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, we are told, we are given there, they are telling us, not number 1, the current dividend is 2.7. The past 5 years, I know you want to joke with me, but I'm not a joke as well. I'm not a joke. This guy is trying to twist me. I'll twist him the other way. It's a wrestling match. I'll twist him directly. So I'll come and twist him like these. So we have DPS. We have 2017, 2018, 2019. We have 2020. We have 2020, 2020. Then we have 2021. And then because they spoke of current, there must be a current year, which is 2022. Write it like that. Then they come and give us the dividends. So this is 1.5. This is 1.7. This is 1.8. This is 1.8. Then we have 2.1, 2.1. Then we have 2.3. Then now we have the current dividend. Current dividend is 2.7, like that. Now, given this, I should be able to get my G. So my G, it will be n minus 1. N will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be 6 minus 1. Root. 6 minus 1. And then we have root. We have root. So the most current dividend is this one of 2.7, all over the very oldest, which is this one, 1.5. Whatever answer I get, I'll come and say minus 1. Minus 1. So 6 minus 1, of course, that is 5. If I'm the one doing this, I'll take a shortcut, but I would want somebody to give me this in many decimal places, like 4 of them. What is 2.7 divided by 1.5? What is 2.7 divided by 1.5? So 1.8. Whatever answer I get here, I'll say minus 1. I'm using this hook here for you to know that this is independent. First of all, I have to evaluate this. First of all, I have to evaluate this. Minus 1. Minus 1. So then what are we getting at the end of the day as my G? What are we getting at the end of the day as my G? As my G, 1247. So you're getting here 12. These guys who are trying to blame their calculators that they do not have extra roots, they don't have whatever, but even their batteries are low, like Evelyn. But now Evelyn is out of that WhatsApp bracket. Are we able to get all of us this answer? Are we able to get all of us this answer? Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Current. I can see there is a question here that has disappeared. We are not adding when told the current dividend in X. It means that the current year, which is obviously not included. Don't add. Like you take, you know, they have told you past 5 years. Past 5 years. So the biggest mistake we never do is to come and add this year. The past 5 years, and then we have current year. Thank you very much for highlighting that. Thank you very much. So this is correct. Now from there, can we go ahead and talk about this government of shares? Government of shares. Can you go ahead and do the plug-in, ladies and gentlemen, in the PO? In the PO, is there somebody who is able to do a plug-in? In the PO, is there somebody who can do a plug-in? Is there somebody who can do a plug-in? Is there somebody who can do a plug-in in the PO? In the PO, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. So PO. Great, Grace. Great. Recording, it's recording. It is recording. I can see it is recording. Thank you for the reminder. But at least, Grace, you have some value, suggested value. You have some suggested value. So they're telling me that PO equals DO into 1 plus G all over Kenya minus government. Remember, we are valuing Duet Restaurant. So we start with this PO. Who is able to tell me what is our DO? So now you will get somebody telling you that DO is the very oldest. No, in this particular context, DO is the most current dividend. The most current dividend, which happens to be what here, 2.7. If you had added there, you'll get a 0 the entire question. So this is 2.7 into 1 plus, this growth rate was 0.12. Was it 47? Please remind me again. Yeah, if you wish, you can convert it to percentage, but the better thing is to leave it like that. Leave it like this, 1247. Leave it like this, leave it like this. All over the semester, we were able to throw. Our role is to help CASNEB throw many students under the bus. The semester students were not able to get cost of equity of Duet. Many students for valuing PO. Many students, and that is why I normally discourage students. I don't want you guys, when you call me after exams, immediately you get away from KU University, Kenyatta University, you're doing your exams there. Please don't call me and tell me how exams were. If you're calling me, tell me, Mwalimu, there is nyama choma here, come we eat. And we will eat that nyama choma without mentioning anything to do with exams. Many times are those situations where students tell me, Mwalimu, exam was like this. When it comes, results are out like that. We don't want that. We can discuss about other things, but not how exams were easy. I don't discuss that. All right. Note. So cost of equity. Is there somebody who is able to give me the cost of equity? Is there anybody who is able to give me cost of equity for Duet? We are valuing Duet. We are valuing Duet. Why are we not using 1.5 as DO? Thank you very much. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, normally the current market price share, we shall use the most current dividend because we are valuing this organization today. We are valuing this organization today. That concept of DN and the DO, oldest dividend, actually the very best, even to avoid confusion. To avoid confusion, you can actually even write it this way, that G is N minus 1 into, you say this is current dividend over the oldest. Actually, this is better, oldest, so that you don't take this as a DO. Because the DO is normally the most current dividend, which is 2.7, not 1.5. If that is confusing you, you can go back and write this formula in full. This current dividend is our DO. All over the very oldest dividend, and then minus 1. I think this will really be very good for all of us. So then, if you look at this question very well, they've told us that the cost of equity, the shareholders' return of RONA is 10%. However, the shareholders of Duet would want an extra return. Let's read this together. Would want an extra return. 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 They told us in note number 1, additional information 1. It is estimated that the shareholders of Duet Limited require a rate of return of 10% higher than that of RONA. And if you look at RONA, the shareholders required rate of return is 15%. But duet guys need 10% more. So then what is the cost of equity of duet? Is anybody who is able to see the cost of equity of duet? 25%. 25%. Always get used to writing this as decimals. Decimals. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this question very well up there, RONA's shareholders return is 15%, I mean. But the duet shareholders would want 10% more. So 15 plus 10 gives us 25, minus this other growth rate, which is 0.1247, like that. So could you kindly give me the numerator? Could you kindly give me the numerator? Is there anybody who is able to give me the numerator by the side? 2.7 times, open brackets, 1 plus this. Are you closer? You give me an answer. You give me an answer. Give me an answer. Please give me an answer here. Please give me an answer for the numerator. The numerator, what do we have for the numerator? 3.0366, okay. 3.0366. How about the denominator? 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 0.1253. 0.1253. Ladies and gentlemen, remember what are we valuing here roughly? This is a very simple thing. We are valuing a company called Duet. So what you're supposed to know is that shareholders return is also called cost of equity. KE is also called cost of equity. And the shareholders return cost of equity of the first company given there, which is known as RONA, is 15%. Just check there, is 15%. You're an accountant, check there. Check there, not one. Check there, not one of RONA Limited. Actually, that's WSCC. It's not 3 of RONA Limited, giving our shareholders a required return 15%. And then you go to the additional information. It is estimated that the shareholders of Duet Restaurant Limited require a return of 10% higher than that of RONA. So 10% plus 15% gives us 25%. So and then they're giving me P0. They're able to give me P0. They're able to give me P0. They're able to give me now the final P0, the quotient. How much are we getting there? So ED 2424. So PO or 2423 doesn't matter. So PO is 2423, something like that. Now, once I get this, because I want total value, I must nose this up. So total value will be equal to PO times nose, will be equal to PO total value. Total value, I'm writing up here, total value. So total value will be equal to P0 times nose, number of ordinary shares. So P0 here is 24.23 times the number of ordinary shares of Duet, which are 5. So then at the end of the day, what are we able to get as our total farm value? Total farm value, which will be our offer price. So according to Massey and 121.18, something like that. That is the answer. That is the answer, 121.18. Thank you so much. So I hope you guys have some understanding. Once now you get this video, you will be able to follow. You'll be able to follow the video until you are able to do things. You're able to do wonders. You're able to do wonders. So somehow, please allow me to move forward because somehow you have understood something, however small. Allow me to move the next model of valuing. Allow me to move to the next model of valuing. Yeah, gifts I'm giving, many of them. Unfortunately, you guys were not able to appoint like who was that ninja. I don't know why. You're self-appointing. You're appointing yourself, which is wrong. I wanted many guys here to vote for that ninja who has never spoken to us. But at that point in time, he spoke to us, even though whatever he said wasn't very correct. I would have really wished to give a big present to that ninja. We can also assist them to buy minimum number of shares, 100. 100. Already have wrapped, already have wrapped, already have wrapped. And truth, if a sink, great. We shall overcome. Great. Great. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, or they don't know you. Wow, okay. So they can't vote for you. Wow, okay. We shall overcome. Don't worry. I'll just use my own ways. I'll use my own ways. Let me just handle this last part. Roman 3 is a walkover. So Roman 3 is a walkover. So Roman 3, they want us to use the third method known as discounted DCF method. Discounted cash flow method. Discounted cash flow method. Discounted cash flow method. Don't worry. Don't worry about gifts. I know who I will give this gift to. Don't worry. It's a big one. So I know I have the personal discretion to make the decision because I gave you the chance and you are not able to appoint that person. So I'll use my own discretion to give even Marcelena. I can give even Marcelena. Kennedy, that is something you need to get to me. Yes, you should be able to be added because the fees is the same. No, Mercy, I'm not promising anything. I'm not promising anything yet, Mercy. Okay. Mercy. This valuation of duet, where have we been asked this valuation of duet? Look at the required. Estimate the value of duet restaurant. Estimate the value of duet restaurant. So in this case here, look at, WACC means what? You can't use WACC to value ordinary shares. WACC is weight of equity, cost of equity plus weight of debt cost. So WACC has got debt in it. Debt in it. And here they want us to value the farm using ordinary shares. So they're using ordinary shares, P0, the formula is here, DO into 1 plus G, all over KE minus G. So this can't be WACC. This will have to be a cost of equity. Of course, I know what this gentleman is talking about. Later on, we shall be seeing a situation where they'll tell us to value a farm and we shall be using WACC. But that model is not DVM. Dividend valuation, dividends belong to equity holders. You can only use dividends to value. You can only use dividends to value. You can only use cost of equity to value PO when you're using dividends. But we shall reach there, don't worry. DCF inamaanisha nini? Discounted cash flow method. Discounted cash flow method. Discounted cash flow method. Discounted cash flow method. Great. So then, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Discounted cash flow method. Now we are looking for cash flows. For cash flows of duet. So look for cash flows of duet. Look for cash flows of duet, and discount them. So what have they told us? They have told us in note number 2. Note number 2 is where I can see Rona Restaurant estimate that the free cash flows from Duet Restaurant Limited at the end of the first year. So we have a year, we have cash flow at the end of the first year. At the end of the first year, these will be 2.5 million. At the end of the first year will be 2.5 million, 2.5 million, and these will grow at an annual rate of 5% for the first 4 years. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, after which the growth rate would revert to historical earnings stroke dividend growth rate in perpetuity. In perpetuity. So this 2.5 is going to grow by what percentage? 5% every year for 4 years. For 4 years. So abracadabra, you see with growth, now we will, for year 2. For year 2, we'll take 2.5 times 1 plus the growth. So it will be 2.5 times 1 plus, they have told us 0.05. We're going to have this 2.5 growing by 5% per annum. So is there somebody who can give me the new figure for year number 2? Anybody who is able to give me the new figure for year number 2? I can see CNET, 2.625. Thank you very much. When I come to year number 3, ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 ways. I could either come and take this 2.625 like that. I have it growing with 1.05. I have it growing by 1.05. I have this growing by 1.05, 2.756, 2.756 like that. And then we go to year number 4. So year number 4, it will be 2.756 times 1.05, which will give me what figure, somebody? 2.89. So each year, we are growing the dividend each year, 2.89 for each year. We are growing dividends each year by 5%. Each year by 5%. Now talk to me live. Should I apply this 5% again in year 5? Or is that the end of 5%? Is this the end of 5%, or should I apply? Or should I apply? Should I apply? Should I apply? It is the end, isn't it? Because they have said 5% for the first 4 years. They have not used the word next. If they said next 4 years, then I would have counted beyond this. Next 5 years, next 4 years, I mean. I would have said 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, they are very categorical that this dividend will grow by 5% for the first 4 years. After 4 years is gone, after 4 years are gone, then now we talk of infinity cash flow, infinity cash flow, infinity cash flow, for the first 4 years. You guys are geniuses, really. So in this case here, then you'll come and give us infinity cash flow. So infinity cash flow, always remember Gachagua here, infinity cash flow, it's Gachagua here. We always use PO equals DO into 1 plus G all over KE minus, in this case here, G, like that. All over KE minus G. KE minus G, like that. All over KE minus G. We are doing very well. Yeah. Anytime we talk of, ladies and gentlemen, anytime we talk about what? Anytime we talk about what? Anytime we talk about perpetuity. You remember Gashagua's principle that UDA now is the party to the end. It will never disintegrate. Perpetual means without an end in sight. Without an end in sight. Look at this guy who is DMing me here saying that you love Gachagua too much. No, I'm only using this as examples for you guys to do what you're to understand. To understand. There is no way as a teacher I can ever take political sides. And again, remember, we are far away from what here politics I mean. Right now, people here long time ago. So now I'm at liberty to use whichever good examples or bad examples. Like, these are very good examples. Whenever you hear of perpetuity, in this case here, indefinite or infinity, you always remember this, PO. We stop at the 4th year. We will not do 5th year because it is the first 4 years. Great. So then our DO in this case here is this. This is the most current. So the most current dividend is 2.894. Into 1 plus, they've given us this perpetual growth rate. It's 5%. The perpetual growth rate. They've told us the perpetual growth rate. What have they told us about this G? Not 5%. Not 5%. It will go back to The growth rate that we computed. Are you able to remember the growth rate which you computed some time back? Are you able to remember that growth rate? 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 0.1247, isn't it? 0.1247, like that. Great. All over cost of equity of Duet. And the cost of equity of Duet, you are the guys who told me it is 0.25 minus 0.1247, like that. So then are you able to give me this figure, ladies and gentlemen? Please here move slowly. Get the numerator separately. Get the denominator separately. Divide for me, you give me an answer here. Divide for me, and then you give me an answer. Divide for me, and then you give me an answer. Divide for me, and then you give me an answer. Divide for me, and then you give me an answer. You give me a quotient. So here, move slowly. Get the numerator, write it aside. Get the denominator, write it aside. And then you divide. You give us an answer. Give us an answer, correct answer. Give us an answer. So according to Anne, it is 25 point, according to Caroline, it is 25.94. Why not? Great questions, really. Jackie, remember, 5% was applicable for the first 5 years. First 4 years, actually. And then after those 4 years, what have they told us after the 4 years are over? What have they told us after the 4 years are over? Read the question slowly. They have told us in note number 2, Rona Restaurant Limited estimates that the free cash flows from Duet Restaurant Limited at the end of the first year will be 2.5 million, and this will grow at an annual rate of 5% for the first 4 years, after which the growth rate will revert to the historical earnings dividend growth rate, which were calculated with you, which we got as 12.47% in perpetuity. So then what figure are we getting, ladies and gentlemen, here? What figures are we getting, ladies and gentlemen? So according to Anna and the other students, they're getting a figure of 25.98. They're getting a figure of 25.98 here. So all of us, are we able to get this cash flow, the perpetuity cash flow of 25.98? 25.98, thank you very much. Now there is a genius of a student here who has been able to know straight away that whenever we talk of infinity, we should not use Gashagwa. Whenever we talk of infinity, we should always use what here? PO. Whenever we talk of infinity, it's amount over R. Is there somebody who knows this formula? Infinity is amount over R. Is there anybody who knows this formula? Present value of infinity, amount over R. Anybody who knows this formula? Ah, great. At least I've heard of this formula. Great. Thank you very much. This is the formula, but whenever you are given growth rate, we will come and change this slightly into 1 plus G all over R minus G. And this is the formula that I've used because of the infinity. This is the formula that I used here. I said PO equals DO into 1 plus G all over Kenya. So this formula and this, same WhatsApp group. So we have infinity figure there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we as examiners can be very bad. We know that students will be able to get these cash flows very easily, and they will run very fast to discount them. But because we are in that game, we would want in this case here to hold them down here by their legs and throw them outside the lane. We have to bring in confusing elements, confusing stuff. So like now this student having gotten this, we came and introduced something new. We said in note number 3, Rona Limited expects to raise shillings 5 million at the end of year 2 by selling off hotels of Duet Limited. So in this case, at the end of year 2, you're supposed to come and introduce a cash flow there of 5. cash flow and dividends. Yes, for infinity, same formula, the same formula. For infinity, the same formula. So in this case, be very honest with me. Is there anybody who would have thought of bringing this 5 here? Is there anybody who would have picked that 5 there? I want to know whether I'm, yeah, it's good to be very honest. No. 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 And that is why AFM, so many guys are really failing in this paper. So many guys are failing in this paper. And that is why this semester, I would want us to change the story. And that is why we have invested in a very serious learning management system, number one. And then number two, I'll be giving you videos. These videos, sio kupenda kwangu. I need to get time to show you tricks. I want to show you tricks of passing this paper. When you see me coming here to define things like, for example, like I'm coming to define like what is a merger, what's an acquisition, you will fail all of you. Those are things, ladies and gentlemen, including defensive techniques. Those are things you can hear Mwalimu using those 2 videos very well. So now Mwalimu can get a question like this one, which is exhaustive, to show you those tricks that these examiners would want to use to hold your leg like this when you're rather running very fast, and then you fall down. I think that is how we'll be able to add lots of value to you. But unfortunately, this is something that we are never able to reach consensus. There will always be those students who are telling you, you must teach everything in class here. We don't want those videos. Stay away with those videos. We don't want them. Come and teach everything from first principles. Will this session, will this particular cohort, this group, will it be a bit different? Can they accept this trick here? That, for example, like now my next topic is called portfolio. Of course, you have agreed, international finance. I'm so sure you guys are studying that in your early mornings when you have your discussions, early morning, or whichever discussion groups you have. We say international finance, money markets, derivatives, that is yours. You're discussing that. When I reach there, I should be able to get guys who are very fine in it, and then I should be able to just review and tell you the technicalities. But now my next topic here is called portfolio theory. And also for portfolio theory, I would want to give you 2 videos. I'm sure you guys are not idlers. You guys are very, very busy. But that notwithstanding, we still need to pass. So we must, in this case here, put in the time. We must put in the time. We must put in the time. We must put in the time. Where's 5 coming from? Where's 5 coming from? In note number 3. Note number 3. Note number 3. So these videos, they haven't yet commented about the videos. What do you think of these videos? Can they help, or would you? Yeah, we grind harder so you can watch them together. They will help a lot. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, because if students were able to agree with that, then I'll be able to finish this syllabus quite fast, and we start giving them even cuts now with those tricks, with those tricks and then all of us now will be able to, pass. At the end of the day, it's about passing. The student who called me just that day telling me, but we have paid you to pay. This syllabus, like advanced AFM, advanced AFM is not like coming to class here. They're of great help, yes. AFM is not like AFR. AFR is a walk in the park. Because you see, AFR, you can easily take like number here, you are adding with a number there. It's straightforward. But you see, AFM has so much. And for us to love the subject, we must embrace the videos. We must embrace the videos. We must embrace. It's so good to see that this class is different. Most of the other classes say, no, teach everything. Would want you to tell us about mergers, that this is a husband. No. We are above that. Like I should be able to do like now what I'm doing here. Like if I do one more question of this nature, all of us will be praying that they give us this question. So maybe we could also agree that, for example, like now on mergers and acquisitions, I've given you 2 videos. We agree. Mwalimu, now today you forgave us. Good-heartedly, you forgave us. But I can't keep on forgiving you because I'm your father. If I keep on forgiving you, you'll fail. So we agree that in the next session, if you come to this virtual class and you've not watched the 2 videos, what form of punishment should we give you? What form of punishment should we give you if you come to our class and then it happens that you have not watched the videos? What form of punishment should we give you? The guys who are saying cane us, I know you are joking. I mean, how do I get to cane you? Where do I get you to cane you? I sing for you. Standing using one leg, okay. Okay. Unabaki, great. I can now see what these guys are saying. Great. So I hope now you have seen where this 5 is coming from. We are going to sell some part of our restaurant, and we shall be able to get this cash flow. Now, from there, ladies and gentlemen, I will come and write PVIF, present value, interest factor. So PVIF at the cost of capital, which is the one that we use to value this 24%. Why PVIF? Because the cash flows are irregular. They're irregular. So is there somebody who can give me these PVIFs very fast? Remember the formula of PVIF. The formula of PVIF is 1 plus R raised to negative N. The formula of PVIF is 1 plus R raised to negative N. And we can see the cost of capital R is 24%. So then this will be 1 plus 0.24 raised to negative N. So like the first one will be 1.24 raised to N is the year. So this is 1. So we have 1.24 raised to minus 2, 1.24 raised to minus 3, 1.24 raised to minus 4. Could you kindly give me these answers, ladies and gentlemen, in 4 decimal places? Please give me these answers in 4 decimal places. Give me these answers in 4 decimal places. Is it 25% or 24%? It is 25%. I've committed an ID10T error. It is 25%. Thank you very much. 25. Thank you very much. 25. 25%. 25%. Thank you very much. 25%. So Dama gives me the first one as 0.8. Thank you very much, Damaris. You're also on top of the game. 0.8. So now how about this one? Raise. Please train yourself how to raise. 1.25 raised to minus 2 is 0.64. So we have this 0.64. 1.25 raised to minus 3 gives me what figure? 0.5120. 0.5120. And then lastly, 1.25 raised to minus 4 gives me 0.4096. 0.4096. What do you think of the PVIF? PVIF for this infinity amount? PVIF. Okay, PVIF for the infinity amount. Thank you very much. We drop down this figure. PVIF for the infinity amount, you drop this figure down, 0.4096. So then come and create a column for discounted cash flows. Create a column there for discounted cash flows. Annuity table, why drop down? Good question. Why drop down? Good question. Remember, here now, when you're getting this infinity cash flow, you use this figure. This is a figure that you let grow. You let this figure to grow perpetually. So in short, you are able to discount those future cash flows from the very future up to the end of year 4. Up to the end of year 4. Up to the end of year 4. So this is a lump sum figure coming at the end of year 4. We can't use an annuity here because we know the annuity was this, which was growing, and we were able to discount it using that amount of R because it's infinity. It's infinity. So whenever, ladies and gentlemen, we have this infinity thing in this series, the last year, you simply borrow. You know, you can't come and say, for example, raise to minus 5, because this is not 5. This is infinity. So for now, before we come to this topic called financing decisions and capital budgeting decisions, you just know that whenever there's an infinity, you shall always do what here? Drop this down. Drop this down. For now, just know like that. So please create a column up there for discounted cash flows. For discounted cash flows, create a column there for discounted cash flows. For discounted cash. So discounted, we are taking this times this. You give me an answer. You give me an answer. 2.5 times 0.8 it gives me what figure? 2, eh? 2. Thank you very much. How about this one? You know, this is now 5 point, or rather 7.625, because it's 5 plus this. Whatever we get here, multiply by 0.64. What figure are we getting? 4.88. So this is 4.88. From there, we have 2.756 times 0.5120. 2.756 times 0.5120. What figure shall we get? 1.411. 1.411, like that. From there, ladies and gentlemen, we have the fourth figure. This times 0.4096. What are we getting? 2.894 times 0.4096, which gives us 1.1854. 1.1854. And then from there, ladies and gentlemen, we have the last one. The very last one is quite a big one. 25.98 times 0.4096 times 0.4096. They're giving me a figure of 10 point, Masimwangi, 10.65 or 10 point. Okay, you guys are not consistent with your running off, but no worries. So please come and give me the total discounted cash flow. Total discounted cash flow, you add. 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 20 exactly. 20. Are you getting 20? 20 point something, isn't it? 20.13. 20.13. 20.13. 20.13. 20.13. Is that okay? So this is the value of the farm. This is the value of the farm. This is the value of the farm using discounted cash flow method. Using discounted cash flow method. I'm so sure you may not have understood everything, but once you get this video, if I were you, even before I look at another question, if I get another question, before I go to another question, then I'll first of all be able to do what here to repeat this. Yes, WACC was being put there to simply confuse you. 20.117 is very, very good. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to use my remaining time to show you some video here of some guy. Now, how do you value the predator? Why would you want to value the predator, Naomi? You know, you are valuing the farm that is being bought. You are valuing the farm that is being bought. That is the one you'd want to have a value for purposes of what here? For purposes of doing business. You want to buy this farm. So it is always a target company that is being, if you look at even the title of this subtopic, we wrote valuation of targeted organizations. Great. So ladies and gentlemen, I would want to show you something here. A guy that I normally follow, who I would want you guys to follow. A guy who has assisted me really to ensure that all my businesses are flourishing. Let me look for this guy. Yeah, he's called Ben Lionel Scout. He's a serious guy. This is a serious guy. So is there anybody in this room that I'm teaching for the very first time? This is the very first time you're being taught by this crazy guy who likes jokes a lot. Any new person who is joining us today that has never seen this man before? They are not talking to me. They are not talking to me. Great. So then I would want to play some video for you. At times, this guy uses some dirty words. You'll forgive me for that, but here you guys, all of you have got kids. Let me know whether you guys are able to see my screen. The guy is called Ben Lionel. Very serious guy, really. Great. Haijaisha bado, and because I can see
success. The only difference is they've learned to manage their state and they've learned to control their mental focus. Whatever we concentrate our focus on consistently and strive to learn from, we will get great at. I don't care what it is. If you focus on it daily and you strive to be better, you're going to make little distinctions that will make you more and more effective every single day.
You should figure out what is it you desire in life and figure out the steps to get there and start working a plan to get there and minimizing everything else. Getting very clear on the mission, and working the plan. Everything else, guess what it gets? A no.
This is the truth of success. Most people can't succeed because they can't deal with all the old motherfuckers pulling them off the game plan. You're gonna have to get real fucking comfortable sticking to your own plan and telling them no when they want to go out on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you want to win, whether it's this year or next year, whatever, you're going to have to get real comfortable keeping your head on your plan and put the time into making yourself happy.
It's one thing to be hungry, it's another thing when you're starving. Starving for greatness and starving for success.
Put yourself in a position where you can't retreat, where it's do or die, sink or swim. Here's what you'll find out. You'll develop incredible swimming skills. You'll find yourself stroking unlike you've ever seen before. If you want to be successful, if you want to dominate in the area, you gotta let everything go but that thing you're pursuing. You can't chase two rabbits and catch both of them. But you put your attention on one and go after it. You concentrate on winning. You concentrate on dominating. Listen to me. Meditate on this stuff. Focus on this stuff. And when we focus on that, that's where our energy is going to go. I need you to take ownership of your thoughts. I need you to say with me, this is my mind. These are my thoughts. I control what I think. Not the circumstances, not the situations. I control what I think. I choose where I'm going. And I will use my thinking. I will use my thoughts to make the rest of my life the best of my life.
What are you doing right now? Are you not doing anything? Are you doing something stupid? Or are you making progress? What are you doing right now?
We all want to be a beast, but do you know what a beast is? A beast is someone who can go through hell and be grateful that their legs are working. A beast is someone who's lost everything, but is grateful for the opportunity to get everything back and get even more. A beast is someone who can hit rock bottom and can say, Roger that. I'm gonna harness this. It is only up from here. I'm gonna come back even stronger.
Great.
Angry at dad for having a second family, yet you've been screwing your best friends.
So it's unfortunate that I forgot to share the sound, but I want to believe there must be something you guys have been able to gain from this thing. Is there somebody who has been able to pick something? This is a very serious guy. Is there somebody who has been able to pick something, however small, from this motivational speaker? However small, is there somebody who has been able to pick something? Yes. Very informative, yes. There is no room for complacency, that all of us, we are competing to be within that 1,500. Among us, those 1,500 will pass AFM. It's great competition, serious competition. And for us to be on top of our game, ladies and gentlemen, we must really work everybody. As a school, we must be ahead of everybody, ahead of everyone. So once you get a chance, I'll be able to share the link of this guy in your WhatsApp, and ensure that you always, especially for those of us who go to the gym, you should always be having him at the background. The guy is a serious guy. I mean, he has done over 500 videos, great videos. Basically talking about, you must grind, you must put in more time, you must outwork your competition. If they're putting in 10 hours, you must put in 12 hours. Of course, there is also room for relaxation. But again, I mean, the ability of you being able to say no is very, very important. Utapata mtu anakuambia kila saa tuende wapi happy, which happy now. It's about what you understand. All right? Like me, I would endeavor always to be the best accountant, because I know accounting is a great thing. Like those of you that I taught today, IFRS 13, some of you called me like this Zimbabwe guy, that for the first time now he has understood IFRS 13, that now he knows, for example, level 1 inputs, level 2 inputs. I always put a lot of efforts to appreciate those things, because we would want to use them for consultancy. Mimi sina time. Hakuna siku utakuja Abdul ama nani ama atunipata niko club. Nikifanya nini? Nikifanya nini? I really have that big task to succeed. Life is changing. Life is changing. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I wanted to use that as a short thing to motivate you. Never give up. Push yourself harder to make it. Hakuna njia ingine. Passing is no comfort zone, yes. No comfort zone. In these streets, if you, let me check. Magero ameandika yeye mzuri sana, ameandika kitu mzuri hapa. Thank you very much. Otherwise, as I read your comments, focus is the main thing. Thank you very much. Yes, in these streets, if you snooze, you lose. Consistent, being considered. If someone is making 10 sales, make 11. No time for complacency. Thank you very much. Good night. He's called Ben. Ben, I'll share with you the link here. Ben Lioness. Ben Lioness. Ben Lioness. So thank you very much for the students who are doing AFR. I look forward to seeing you in the morning. In the morning, I'll be handling hedge accounting. Would the evening students want to join that class as well? I send you the link. The early morning class, 5 a.m. Okay, then I'll be able to send there. Great. I'll send the link. Thank you very much. Good night. Kama mimi muona nimekuwa na nyinyi tangu saa 11. Alafu mtu aseme Aura amekuwa milionea ati ameiba pesa. Mimi sitaki kuiba pesa ya mtu. I'm grinding this thing hard. I like what I'm doing. Asubuhi 5. Shiko, asubuhi ni 5 a.m. I'll share the link right now. Okay, bye. Thank you, Lucy. Jackie, are you able to text me? Jackie, are you able to text me through my number I send you? Jackie anasema nangoja gift kwa bidii na alikuwa amesema amekaukiwa. As a human being, I have to respond. It's good to respond when somebody is in distress. Send now.